I've been playing Genshin Impact since November of last year, and I've really been enjoying it so far. I hadn't discovered a video game quite like it in a long time. In any case, something that I found a little bizarre at the beginning was the Traveler's inability to resonate with multiple elements in combat. The lore establishes that the Traveler, as the fourth Descender, is capable of manipulating all 7 elements. However, during gameplay, the only way to change the Traveler's element is to visit a statue of the 7 and resonate with your element of choice. Arguments can be made for keeping things the way they are, but in my personal opinion, what with the Traveler's kits not being the best in the game, allowing players to switch the Traveler's element anywhere in the game would introduce a lot of versatility to all Traveler parties. This could be a sort of omni-Traveler mechanic, which would also neatly fill the gap between lore and gameplay. Some people might claim that changing the Traveler would ruin the game's balance and necessitate other changes, but in reality this upgrade would be groundbreaking only for the Traveler themselves. This is because many highly specialized teams make use of other existing characters' abilities and talents to enable different strategies. The Omni-Traveler will change all teams involving the Traveler in the first place and, of course, allow for new interesting compositions. Let's imagine a hypothetical team with the following characters. Personally, I tend to favor the Dendro Traveler, so I'll mostly be using this element. Next, we can place Xingqiu, Fischl, and Kuki Shinobu. By today's standards, this means that I've made a Quicken, Bloom, and Hyper Bloom team, because my Traveler can only use Dendro until I change their element at the Statue of the 7. But with the Omni-Traveler concept in place, things get way more interesting. I start with the Traveler's elemental skill to collect enough particles for their elemental burst. When I activate it, I switch to Xingqiu to expand its area of effect using Hydro, and trigger Xingqiu's burst for off-field Hydro damage. I quickly swap to Fischl and Kuki to trigger their respective elemental skills for healing and continuous electro off-field damage. Going back to the Traveler, there's a lot going on. With the Electro and Hydro off-field damage, pressing tab to activate a radio menu and switching to my Pyro Traveler via the concept would allow me to make the most out of the current active skills, triggering Overloaded and Vaporize. And that's just one example. You could in reality switch to any other element. To prove that the Omni-Traveler won't break the rest of the game, let's take a look at one of my personal teams that I've called the Moika team. Xilonen, Moika, Citlali, and Bennett, where Xilonen provides debuffs, geo-elemental damage, and healing, but our focus is on her debuffs which empower Moika. Citlali, on the other hand, boosts pyro damage as one of her talents, which also empowers Moika. Bennett's role is quite literally to boost damage, which further empowers Moika. This sort of setup cannot be achieved with the Traveler as it stands, meaning that highly specialized team compositions will hardly be affected by the Omni-Traveler. Many people have been wanting to have this feature in the game for a long time, and in my opinion, it's possible to achieve it without breaking the gameplay balance. And by extension, it'll attract a lot of new players, or even returning players, who might prefer a more versatile main character. If you like my video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also pledge your support over on my Ko-fi page, where you can buy commissions or simply donate so that I can pay rent and bills. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.